Hello! I don't know how long this is going to last. I have very little battery going on right now, so we're just going to hope that this keeps going. And I really don't know how to know if it dies on me. Maybe the light will go off. Let's hope for that. Some sort of visual cue. Okay, so I saw The Wizard of Oz tonight. The new one, Andrew Lloyd Webber's new musical. It was at the London Palladium. And Michael Crawford was in it. He was the wizard. And Danielle Hope was Dorothy. And tonight was the first night of previews. And so I got to see the director. He came out before the show started. And he was like, "Oh, you guys are so lucky to be here. Because guess what? It's our new show. Blah, blah, blah." And he warned us that the show could stop at any time. Because it's still a preview. And they still aren't completely all flawless yet. Which is funny he mentioned that, because then I was kind of on edge for waiting for things to screw up. And some things did. Like, the Wicked Witch of the West, when she was melting, she didn't actually melt. The trapdoor under her didn't sink down. And so she just sort of stood there, and then at the end, she just sort of slowly walked off stage. It was pretty funny. Plus, Toto was a white dog. It was the same Schnauzer kind of dog, but it was white, which I was okay with, I guess, in the end. But I was really hoping, well, I guess he stands out more. Theatrically, it makes sense. But, he was just a little cutie, and his poor little leash never got tied up all the way a couple of times, and so he would, like, start to walk away, and actors would have to go back and retie his knots and everything. Oh, it was good stuff. And the Tin Man's hat in his first song, where he's talking about if he only had a heart, his hat fell off. So he had to finish the number without a hat on, which was kind of funny. And the very end, when the wizard is taking off in his hot air balloon and Dorothy's staying behind because of Toto, Michael Crawford, as the wizard, was being hoisted up and lifted up, and it was all going great, and all of a sudden we heard a crunch, and I thought that it was perhaps like a sound effect, and I'm like, wait, why would there be a crunch? And then I saw a part of the hot air balloon fall down onto the stage, and then you could see Michael Crawford, being lifted up into the air and flown away, but he stopped floating away. And so his legs are just dangling there. It was so great. We all just sort of watched him for a second, hoping that he would continue to move and it would be okay, but he was stuck there for a good 15 seconds, and we all just sort of laughed as everyone else moved on with the show. But it was funny. It was really, and there was another time when he was jumping off a piece of scenery where it looked like the whole thing was going to come down after him. That was a bit scary. But he was great. Michael Crawford was fantastic. I mean, I've sort of been prejudiced against him all this time because he played the Phantom and he did that whole, I'm going to stroke the big giant telekinetic gate of doom that I entrap you in. And that kind of got to me. But he was awesome. He still has it. He's amazing. He did the finale song of the first half before the interval. And it was just cool. Like, he was as the wizard, and so his voice was all distorted, but it was still fantastic. Oh, I was blown away. He was amazing. And Danielle Hope, the brand new actress who won the Over the Rainbow television Dorothy finding contest, I guess, was fantastic as well. She was very good, and for being a girl who's never worked professionally in theater, she was rolling along with the punches. She just kept going. She was marvelous. And she could handle Toto very well. I was worried that because she was so inexperienced that she might, I don't know, forget to tie him up or something, or run after him when she wasn't supposed to. But yeah, she was very, very good. They were all very good. The Tin Man, the Scarecrow, the Lion, all very good. And the witches were great. Emily Tierney, who was Glinda, she had this she looked like a disco ball. a really elegant disco ball. And I think I hate this word because I can never say it properly, Swarovski Crystal Company, the people who do all those really pretty crystals stuff, they helped with costumes, and she just sparkled. It was so beautiful. And her hair was all this, like, twisty thing. She looked kind of like she had cotton candy on her head. It was blue cotton candy kind of thing. It was very pretty. And, the Wicked Witch of the West, Hannah Waddingham, Hannah W. was wonderful too. Her costume was really cool. It looked like it was made out of feathers or something like that. It was very exciting. I mean, they were not the costumes from the movie. I mean, there were slight alterations to Dorothy's costume and the Lion, the Scarecrow, and the Tin Man. I mean, those had to stay kind of accurate because they were so accurate to the book. But they could play around a bit with Glinda and the Wicked Witch, and they were awesome costumes. They were fun. And they're both really good. And just the whole show was really good. And the set was super cool. I was wondering how they were going to pull off the sepia tone and then the in-color part, because they based the musical that they just opened tonight on the film version starring Judy Garland. And so I was wondering how they were going to do the sepia-toned opening and ending, and then going into all the beautiful colors. And they did a really good job with it. I mean, all the costumes were very, neutral browns and stuff, and the sets were all neutral browns and things like that. And then when Dorothy was whisked away in the tornado and landed in Oz, everything was all rainbow colored. The Munchkins were all themed blue, and the Emerald City people were all green. Yay! That was tough, wasn't it? And all the Winkies, all of the Wicked Witch's henchmen, were all in their red O-E-O costumes. And the set moved a lot. Everything moved. Stuff popped up, stuff rotated, stuff changed colors. It was really cool. It was like the Lion King set, because there was a big giant circle that could tilt up to sort of lean towards the audience. But then it could, move around like the Les Mis set at the Queen's. It was a combination of all these really fantastic set structure ideas. And it was just really well put together. And I feel like at the end of the previews, they're going to be completely polished. It's going to be beautiful. And all the trapdoors are going to work, and all the fly systems are going to work. And it's going to be great. And I'm so excited for the show, which makes me kind of sad for Love Never Dies a bit, because that was a new Andrew Lloyd Webber musical that didn't get received as well as I'm thinking this show's going to get received quite well, because it's very good. I really enjoyed it. But I'm wondering if it's like in every other thing now, where Andrew's musicals are kind of and woo! So, I mean, both casts. I'm not saying Love Never Dies isn't something that's worth anything, because obviously they just got nominated for however many Olivier Awards. Congratulations, Ramin and Sierra and Summer, and costumes and lighting and best musical. So clearly they're doing something right. All the changes they must have made back in November must have been for the better, so awesome there. But this show, right off the bat, is really good. And I can't imagine them having to go back and change a whole lot of things. And I feel like this show is going to be really good. And it's going to run for quite some time. And I'm really proud to be one of the first people to have seen this show. And to have been able to get autographs from both Michael and Danielle, which was so cool. But yeah, it was a really great night. Except for my feet are absolutely killing me. I decided to wear high heels, which was a bad plan, because now it's all kinds of grossness down there, like blisters and stuff. But yeah, it was a great show, And I'm gonna wrap it up now. So hopefully I'll make another video sometime in my lifetime, sometime while I'm here in Londres. More to come.